Am I the asshole for screaming at my parents when they went through my phone while I was asleep? This happened this morning and I am still shaking with rage. Let's begin with some backstory. I was planning on moving out into an apartment in February of 2020. Then the pandemic hit, and I was no longer able to move out due to the quarantine. Once the major quarantine was lifted and we were able to go outside again, I still couldn't move out because my mother is severely immunocompromised. If she got the coronavirus, it would be a death sentence. So I was basically stuck at home, doing the majority of the housework and anything I could do to help. I typically do about 5-6 hours physical labor daily. Another thing you should know about me is that I am transgender and was in the closet until about 3 months ago. I was outed by my POS brother. For about 2 months, my parents bordered on abusive. They would use slurs towards me, and do their best to make me feel like shit. After I went to my therapist for help and she talked to them, they were no longer abusive, but still very unsupportive. I use Reddit on my phone, and I am on several LGBT meme subreddits and I download any memes that make me laugh, so I can send them to my friends. I keep my phone password protected, but haven't updated it in a while. This morning, I woke up, reached for my phone and it wasn't there. I left my room and asked my parents if they'd seen my phone. They said that they had it. When I asked why, they said, "We were looking for any contraband." I asked them what they meant by contraband. They responded with, "Anything that doesn't fit with our values," and that they'd found what I was hiding. I was starting to get angry, so I asked what they'd found. They told me, "We found things of an unholy nature, unsuitable for the eyes of any of God's children." It was my memes. They started to chew me out for having content of an evil nature, and that there will be serious consequences. I was seriously pissed off. They had come into my room, while I was sleeping, taken my phone, cracked the passcode, looked through my photos, messages, and everything else. 3 months of anger at how they treated me exploded. I started screaming about how they were unfit to be parents, how I wish that they had died, how they'd made my life hell for months. How I have trust issues, and PTSD from how they treated me as a child. How they hurt me, and broken me. I screamed for about 10 minutes, and when I was done, my mom started crying. She tried to explain herself, and I told her to shove her excuses up her ass. I think I might have gone too far, but I was so angry that I didn't care. TLDR, my parents broke into my phone, read my private things, and in return, I, probably too, harshly chewed 'em out. Well Reddit, am I the asshole? Not the asshole. And #X200B. 5-6 hours physical labor daily. How frickin' messy is your house that this is a daily occurrence? Not the asshole. Don't believe the crying. Sending good vibes with the hopes you can move out soon. Not the asshole. And you need to go ahead and move out. I am sorry that your parents aren't accepting of you for who you are. As a Christian, I believe we are all children of God and He made you exactly the way you are. And you deserve to be loved for who you are. Separate yourself from this situation as soon as humanly possible, even if it means going to stay with friends until an apartment is ready. Big hugs to you. Edit to add. If you are confused about what the Bible says about the LGBTQ community, may I suggest Unclobber, a book by Colby Martin. Not the asshole. They don't support you, they stole your phone and went through it. Too many boundaries crossed to even count. They tried to shame you with their beliefs and called you evil. You hit a breaking point and let loose. You need to leave for your own mental health. Your mother crying was emotional manipulation. You need to leave and to NC with the entire lot. Not the asshole. I would be checking for spyware too. Maybe back up your photos and wipe it just to be sure. Have someone with you when you move your things. Maybe even a police officer depending on how the ones in your city are. I would take off and change my name. Big hug. Not the asshole. Get the hell out of there for your own safety. Even if you're just running to a friend's couch. Not the asshole. Don't let her crocodile tears salt your wounds. This is just the last straw in a string of attempts to break your spirit and hurt you. Move out as soon as you can and keep on seeking out groups of people who will emotionally support you through this process. I don't know you and I love you and I support you. Also, change your password. Not the asshole. I hate it when people hide behind religion to justify being cruel to someone. They violated your privacy, treated you like garbage, and they think crocodile tears mean you have to forgive them. I don't think so. Keep that shiny spine, and get out while you can. I'm proud of you. Not the asshole. You might have been a bit too subtle. I hope you'll find a way of escape soon. Not the asshole. Also, why does your mother's immunocompromised state mean you can't move out? Do you mean she is physically disabled? There seem to be 4 adults in the house. Why can 3 adults not function if you leave? Not the asshole, you're obviously an adult as you're going to be moving out. They've already pushed you away for being who you are, and abusive on top of that. How horrible. You don't ever have to talk to them again, and I hope they regret holding to their antiquated values rather than embracing their creation, you. I cannot stand when parents sacrifice their relationship with their child for values. It's not a value if it involves being shitty to another human, but I digress. The point is, they violated your privacy, and they made you feel shitty for being your authentic self. Fuck them. Rage away. Not the asshole, you did not overreact, you had every right to tell them how it is. You did not go too far. Your mom cried, but not for you. Her tears were for herself. I have no doubt she has not let a single tear drop out of regrets for how they treated and still treat you. She cries like cheaters cry when they get caught cheating. I hope you can move out ASAP and break contact with them. Not the asshole, they broke into your phone to get offended. Not the asshole. So, technically we could argue that this is ESH situation, but that would be saying that your house and the Burj Khalifa are both just buildings. Your parents and brother are clearly assholes who have mistreated you and been wildly transphobic. Sorry that you are dealing with this and hoping that you are investigating options for moving out. You could have expressed yourself better in the moment, but it seems a pretty clear consequences of the situation you had been placed in. You know this is not how you should express yourself, but you also know this is exceptional circumstances. Not the asshole, it's a gross violation of an adult. Pick a stronger password or get a lockbox. Move out ASAP. Look for a furnished bedroom to rent, then you leaving would not expose your mom to anything. Not the asshole, I'd move out ASAP. That said, who paid for the phone and who pays for the service? If it's your parents, I'd get your own phone and service. Part of the deal I have with my kids having a phone we pay for is I can look at it anytime for any reason. Of course, they are preteen, young teenage, not adults. But, if they pay for your phone, they may feel that they have the right, which I think is crazy if you are an adult, but it may be something you want to change. Not the asshole. They are absolutely abusive and you are completely within your rights to react to that. I'm honestly a little jealous of the courage it takes to stand up for yourself like that. Info: I'm confused about why you haven't left. Once the major quarantine was lifted and we were able to go outside again, I still couldn't move out because my mother is severely immunocompromised. If she got the coronavirus, it would be a death sentence. So I was basically stuck at home, doing the majority of the housework and anything I could do to help. I typically do about 5-6 hours physical labor daily. If you were not there, someone else would pick up the work needed. Do you still have a job outside of home? Can you move out? Not the asshole. Get a lock for your door and triple protect your phone and move TF out ASAP. Info: do you have the money to move out? Because you shouldn't let your mom's immunodeficiency keep you hostage in a toxic environment if you do. Not the asshole, you're dealing with religious zealots, there is no reasoning with them or rationale behind their actions. Find the absolute best coping mechanisms and self-care tools and utilize them to their fullest extent until you are able to leave. Sorry you're in this situation. I promise it gets better once you're away from them. Not the asshole. I believe there are apps that can send you an alert anytime your phone is unlocked, though I'm not sure. I'm really sorry you are stuck in that house. Hopefully you'll be able to get away and go NC. Do you still have the means to move out? 'Cause if so, yesterday would be the day to have done that. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. They've abused and mistreated you continuously. Good for you for telling them how you feel. You didn't go too far, they did. Everyone has a limit and you reached yours. I would move out and cut ties. You were better off without them. OFC. Not the asshole. I'm sorry you weren't able to come out on your own terms, and I hope moving becomes a possibility for you again soon. If a parent is only comfortable having straight, cis kids that fit into their values, then they shouldn't be having kids at all. You deserve to be loved and respected for who you are. And OFC, going through someone's phone is never okay. It's a huge invasion of privacy and they're not treating you like a person. Not the asshole. Your mom's tears can't be genuine. How can she decide that these values supersede the love of her child, and to treat you so abusively for so long? Sure, you made her cry, but how long was she ignoring any kind of supportive aid to you? How long have both your parents been neglecting and treating you to toxicity and crude language? Did you say things in anger? Yes, but things that have been bottled inside of you, and this gross invasion of privacy turned out to be the final straw to break the camel's back. Be prepared for more tears and Jesus when the fallout happens. Stay strong, rely on your network of actual supporters, because your family of origin has proven they aren't worth of the true name of family. It was not too harsh at all. Assuming you're being 100% honest here, they more than had it coming. Not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. 5-6 hours of labor daily. Sounds like you were being abused before you came out. How old are you? Info. How old are you? I ask because if you are an adult, you should have moved out long before this. If you are a child, and your posters point in that direction, then you have a different problem altogether. Not the arsehole. But your parents and brother sure are. If you can, bail and don't look back. You're better off without your garbage parents. NTA. Flee when you can. It only gets worse. They're insane and still abusive by invading your privacy. From personal experience with a mother who started like that and is now a canon. RUN. Not the arsehole. You were not harsh enough. They deserved to be chewed up, bathed back out, mopped up, poured into the toilet bowl and flushed. Despite your best efforts to support and care for them through the pandemic, your parents have responded not with gratitude but with ongoing abuse. Your response may have been harsh, but it was a reasonable response to their abusive and inappropriate behavior. Not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. Did you get your phone back? NTA. Move out as soon as you possibly can and say good riddance. You don't deserve that, not one bit. Good luck. Info. Who pays for the phone? The reason I ask is if your parents pay for it, it likely increased their sense of entitlement to look through it. Not the arsehole. Friendly bye girl here. We as a community support you and I'm sorry your parents are so sucky right now. That being said, I do feel like this sentence may be the voice of our generation and that you should make a meme about it. We found things of an unholy nature, unsuitable for the eyes of any of God's children. It was my memes. They have bitten the hand that feeds them and shown that they can no longer accept you. I think they declared that they don't want you there, so you should move out despite your mother's situation. Just let her get the virus, problem solved. Not the arsehole. And this. For about 2 months, my parents bordered on abusive. They would use slurs towards me, and do their best to make me feel like shit. Isn't borderline abusive. It is, quite simply, abusive. I hope you are able to move out soon. Less than 3. Not the arsehole. Are there any organizations in your city that can support you and help you move out? You should leave and let her deal with being immunocompromised. Your parents suck. Not the arsehole. NTA. But I'm not getting why you couldn't have moved out. Seems like the perfect way to get away from this abuse. Sorry, can't see you. COVID. You are not arsehole, they are. They shouldn't have done that. Parents are supposed to trust their children, not be that monsters. First of all, ignore your parents. You're valid no matter what your gender is. And second of all, not the arsehole. I'd leave ASAP for your own sake. You need to get out of there. Not the arsehole. So in short order, they denigrated you as a person, invaded your privacy by force, effectively stole from you, and tried to talk down to you about things they found while invading said privacy. Your parents deserve to be screamed at. Your mother's excuses are irrelevant, and if she burst into tears after all that, then you win, because this is a battle worth winning in. Your parents think just because they raised you that they have carte blanche to abuse you, but that isn't true, and you shouldn't even give them the room to think it is. Not the arsehole. I mean, obviously screaming at your parents isn't polite, but I tend to think that what they pulled, after months of abusing you, is enough provocation to make anyone snap, so my first instinct is to give you a pass for it entirely. I could see an argument for ESH, but personally, I think you were justified and they're just. Significant other much worse. I can't see putting Yal in the same category. I really, really hope you can get out of that house soon. Your family sounds like wildly abusive transphobes and you deserve a safe, happy life surrounded by people who love you. I think I might have gone too far. Nope. Not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. Stop doing things for them.